So this is the second test of my project, and here I have calibrated all the motors, all the strings for these fingers to be up straight whenever they are meant to be in 0 degrees. Previously, if you see my previous video, they were never up straight, they were falling down or something. So now I have calibrated all the strings. I've calibrated the strings here, stretched them um, to its extreme position so that I can get the fingers to be up straight. This involved hand has some mechanical defects due to which every decrease cannot be accurately controlled. Uh, but there are some gestures, like the simple gestures, where you can see um, simple okay the movement of fingers from zero, like completely closed to completely open. The only problem with that is it's not able to show partial fingers accurately, where it might not be able to show exact accurate degree changes in the fingers due to its mechanical composition. So now I have kept this arm straight, and before testing it, I'll show you the code. This code is similar to the previous code. It's exactly same, only a few more functions and some statements to control this hand manually is in here. So going through the code, here I have initialized some objects of this servo class, and here we have gesture in this end here. Just keeps track of what user has input and what gesture to make. This structure finger pause, this I have created this structure, so whenever we have to make a gesture, the gesture is something a gesture is nothing but fingers positions at some specific they are set to be at specific locations. So all these finger locations are to be set in this structure of end pause, mid pause. So basically all the positions from 0 to 120 because I have tested it to a range of like 130 or 150 degrees. 130 seems to be completely closed. I'll show you that later. And so basically in this structure we will just store the positions of the fingers to which they are supposed to move. Then this gesture function uses this structure function use this structure here. Whenever we call this function, it will initially open the hand completely and then write all the positions it has to move. All the fingers has to move. So if you see index right, we initially open all the fingers uh, and then we will write them to these positions which will be set during the main code. So and after these all these positions are set, it will print gesture complete. This movement test is a simple function to test which as a single okay, it's just test on single finger. It rotates it from 0 degrees to 128. It just writes that value, and it will also print which degree it is checking for. And then again once it's completed testing completed, moving from 0 to 120, it will write again 0 and which will open the finger. Then serial self test, here we are just calling this function to test the finger. Here whenever this self test is called, it will print self test start, then print okay whichever finger it is testing. So here it is testing index finger, and it will pass index this object which we have created here to this function, which will test the finger from 0 to 120 degrees. Similarly, we have written some statements for each middle ring, little thumb, hand. to test every finger. And once it's ended, it will let the user know that it has done testing. And setup. Okay, so in Arduino, as I said previously, Arduino has two main functions: setup and do. Setup, we have uh, attached all the motors to some pins on Arduino. This Arduino Nano here pins, and if you can see here, there are some D2, D5. These pins are corresponding to these pin attached. So this attach function just sets those pin numbers to be output to control the motor. And here we are doing um, setting a communication between laptop and the Arduino, and we are initially setting all the fingers to be open, and then we call this self test. As seen previously, it just test each finger individually if it is able to rotate from 0 to 120 degrees. Here we after this is completed, we will move on to manual control of the hand. Here I first statement the statement just notifies the user to enter an alphabet to make some specific gesture, and this whichever gestures like there are I have given these sets of gestures to this in this code. So if the user press A, B or A, it will show a 0. If if user presses B, it will show 1, as in finger 1, 0, 2, 3. Even there are some gestures like scissors, papers, rock, stone, Spider-Man, rock, thumbs up, OK. We can add many more depending on whatever we want. So but here if you see, scissors and 2 will be same. So in the code here, I'll show you in a minute, they have the same uh, positions. Okay, so now in this once this is printed, the user gets to know, okay, which key to press in order to get that specific gesture. Now the code waits for user to input something, to press something. Once it is available, it will go into this function, this block, and here we read what user had pressed. So see here, read gesture, and it will store A, B, C, whichever character we pressed in this. And using a switch case statement, we write, let's say user presses A, so which is 0. It will set all the positions of all the fingers to closed, which will be 120 degrees. So here we write it to 0, 120 degrees, which will close all the fingers. And once this is executed, it will break and go to this part and call this function gesture. This gesture is nothing but it just, as I said, it initially opens the hand completely, and then it will write to each motor, each finger, that position which we have set, this all position index which we have set in this switch case. So for A, it will be for 0, it will be all closed. In B, it will be like this one, which is index position will be open and rest will be closed. Similarly for all the other gestures. So this is a very simple program. Now I will dump the code to Arduino and we'll start the testing. Okay, so the code is done. Let's start the serial monitor as well. If you see, set test started, and it is testing index finger, and here it is printing which degree it is taking. If you see here, the index finger is moving. If you saw that big leap from this position to this position, that is a mechanical error. Now it is testing middle finger. As you see here, this is a mechanical error because it's something like we have only one string connected to that, controlling that entire finger. So at a specific tension in the string, there can be two positions the finger can have, and due to gravity, it just falls down into it. This way, it will test all the um, fingers and hand. After thumb, it will test this hand rotation. Here with hand 0 will be this whichever that position was, and 120 will be a normal position for hand. Okay, so now self-testing is done, and here you'll see it's self-test end. Now the program is asking, the Arduino code is asking, enter an alphabet to see corresponding gestures. So we have this A to M gestures, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, scissors, paper, stone, Spider-Man, rock, thumbs up. Okay, so now I'll start to show you one gesture one by one. So here I'll press the keyboard A, and it will show us corresponding 0. Oops. Yeah, there was a big jerk which it for. So sorry. Here, as you can see now, it is all fingers are closed. Now, if I press A, give me a minute. I'll just make it stand properly. Okay, now this is set properly. This was the okay. I'll again press the 0. It will open the finger and close it again. Now I'll show you one, which is B. If I press B, it will show us finger 1. If I press C, it will show us 2. D, 3, 4. Oops, sorry. It should be E. E for 4. F for 5 to just open all the things, just to complete. Then G, scissors, which is same as 2. H will be paper, which is same as 5. I, then stone, which is same as 0. J will be spine, which is a bit different. So this is a mechanical problem. Sometimes this happens if it is. So I'll show you again that J. Oh, okay. So there is this position problem. Again, this is not controlled by motor, which is why this might happen. So again, J, then K will be a rock side. Here you can see just the thumb is inside. Then L will be thumbs up if you see it like this. Then M, the final one, is okay. So these are the gestures I've fed in, and it's working as expected. So as a manual control, it's quite easy. So my next part will be trying to control all these things with image processing and live giving live gestures, and trying to replicate the same thing on this. For now, I'll just work with these many gestures. Once this is completed, I'll move forward with, I'll try possibly to control the motor, like these fingers at a more accurate position. I will try to improve the angular movement of these fingers. This might take some time, but yeah. So That's all for my test too. Thank you for watching.